Howdy! How's everybody out there in YouTube land tonight? I hope this finds you well. Good Lord Almighty, it's summertime, heat wave. It's been about 90 degrees here today. Hope everybody's been in staying cool. And the question for tonight is, what's everybody's favorite summertime treat? Some of them's already been talking about it out there in the chat room. And we're going to talk about summertime treats a little bit tonight. Maybe I'll throw some interesting summertime facts at you and that sort of thing.
Sounds good.
Hope everybody's staying cool, because good gosh, it'll cook you. You think you're an egg on the pavement.
I was out pulling weeds today around the property, and I lasted about 14 minutes. I was like, okay, I'm done.
That was a short-lived task there you had going on.
Yep.
Well, we got a few people out there in the chat. We got Kilroy out there. That's Al. We'll say hey to Al. And we got Dennis942. That's my friend Dennis that you've heard me talk about, my computer guru, and he's become my roadie.
My goodness. Hi, Dennis.
We get out on the road, see how much trouble we can cause. We ain't got caught yet.
Well, that's good.
Yet being the key word.
Just always carry barrel money just in case. That's a power tip for you.
And then we got Frenzy Wicked Truth out there. Glad to see her. We got Jim Bashir's in the house. Good to see Jim. We got Harneal Media. That's Steve. Good to see him. And let's see who else we got out there.
People are filing in. We'll get them when they come in.
I think I got everybody covered that came in the house. But if I missed you, put something up there. We'll see you eventually. My eyes are playing tricks on me again today with these allergies and stuff. So I can't see, I can't type, I can't spell.
Oh my, Brenda, what are we gonna do with you?
Well, nobody knows. They've been trying to figure that out for years. Maker Delusion's in the house. Good to see you.
I don't see him. Hi, Ryan.
Maker 238.
Oh, there he is. I get the little pop-ups about 5 seconds after you see him, so I see him now. We only has a minute. Cool deal, brother. Here, drop a like before you leave, sir.
He's gonna get back out there in that swim pactor.
Oh man, that swim pactor is amazing. I saw he posted something on Facebook today. I'm like, oh, a new video. And I went to the video. It was his old video he posted a couple days ago. He's like, must be like finding different spots to put it in. I was like, oh, I thought there was a new video. I was kind of bummed.
Yeah, he's been building that deck on it now.
Oh, yeah, he is. Yeah,
putting that fancy deck on that thing. And for anybody who don't know what we're talking about, because I know there's at least one in here that is new to the group.
Oh, Mr. Doughboy's here. Hi, Mr. Doughboy.
Hey, Mr. Doughboy.
Oh, Mitchell Loom Knitter's here too.
Hey, good to see you, Mrs. Mitchell. Maker has made a swimming pool out of an old trash compactor. And it is just awesome.
It is amazing. It doesn't sound amazing, but it's amazing. It really is.
He got a window in there.
He's got 3 windows.
And he's welded and he's painted. And
windows are a big deal. How many pools do you go to that have windows? Hardly any. Like you go to an aquarium for that type of thing. Like that's not trivial.
I don't know that I'd want anybody seeing what I'm doing under the water, but hey, to each their own.
I think it's kind of cool. I think it's kind of cool to look out. I think it's kind of cool to look in. Like I'm all for it. And he's got the deck. He was showing us how he does the deck. Like he took out a little bit of dirt and he says, this is my technique. He slams the 4x4 and he goes, wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. And then how he gets the concrete underneath. He's got a whole system figured out. I'm like, hey, it's working. It's working.
Yeah. And he's making that out of pallets too.
Yeah. I saw he had the Jackman comments. Jackman is a woodworker that makes a lot of things out of pallets, and he made reference to that. So anyway, I'm following your stuff there, Maker Deloach. I might not be always vocal out there, but I'm catching it, baby. I'm catching it.
Yep. And
did you see I'm logged in as my Awesome Wood Things channel today?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, I posted a video there, if you can believe it.
Looky what I got in the mail.
Oh, baby. Oh, look at yours. Wait, put it back up. Yours has the OG YouTube logo.
Yeah.
Mine doesn't.
Ah.
I wonder if yours is new or mine's new, or if mine's old, or if yours like what version is this design there, Maker 238? Copy Hitman channels here. Hello. Copy. Hi.
Yeah, he says it was not easy making that.
I'd imagine. Anyway, that's not something you see every day. You don't see someone making a swimming pool out of a trash compactor. And, he's got it all primed and buffed and painted. It looks beautiful. It still looks like a trash compactor, but it's green and purple and windows and the deck. I mean,
I love the colorfulness of everything he does.
I know.
He makes it colorful. Everything's bright and beautiful.
Look at this. These colors. I love colors.
I mean, look at the gate that I made for my garden last year out of the pallets that I put in the pallet contest. I made it bright and colorful. Lots of color. Bright colors in it. And it's still bright and colorful. A lot of people said, well, that's going to fade out. It might over time, but how difficult is it to grab the spray paint and go out there and hit it with some more spray paint?
Right. That is so right, Brenda G. So right.
Don't make it real difficult. We're not, painting landscapes and
that's what the makers do on YouTube. They're like, the way I'm attaching the stool to the legs, it could split. He says, if it splits, I'll slap some glue on it and clamp it up overnight. You can't worry about it. You just something happens, you take care of it when the problem shows itself.
Or put some of them doji floppies there on the bottom of it after you glue it up. Them I don't know what they're called. Them little metal things that's got screw holes in them.
Standoffs.
No, it's not really a standoff, but it's just a flat metal piece of metal.
Oh.
And it's got little screw holes, and then you just put the two pieces together, and you put one end of it on one side, one end of it on the other side, and it holds it all together.
Yeah, a little angle bracket. Yeah.
Well, these aren't angled; they're just flat.
Oh, those two. Okay, gotcha. Yeah.
I call them doji floppies.
I'm not arguing.
Wouldn't you love to work at my hardware store?
Oh. No, that would be a no.
So I go in there up to the counter, and a fella was standing there behind the counter, and he says, "Can I help you, ma'am?" And I said, "Yes, I need some doji floppies."
What color?
He says, "Doji floppies. Well, what are you going to use them for?" Well, it's a flat piece of metal, and you take two pieces of wood that's split apart, and you push them together, and then you put one of the sides of the flat doji floppy on the one side and screw it in, and put the other side on the other part. After you push them together good and screw it in, it holds the two pieces of wood together. It's a doji floppy.
No arguments there.
Oh, and I'm great at the auto parts store too. They love me there.
I had a funny mishap in the wood shop today.
Yeah.
Because I have a circular saw.
Yeah.
Okay. In the handheld circular saw.
Yeah.
It's old. And I was cutting a piece of wood. Don't ask, but I had two lawn mowers, and I was using the metal rails of the lawnmower as like a table. Don't ask me why, but I was cutting it, and it ran into the metal, and it stopped going because you're going through the wood, and then it stopped. I'm like, that's weird. I was pushing harder, and it was grinding on the metal of the thing. So it's dull. So what I do, I'm like, okay, I'll put painter's tape on my nice board, and I'm going to use this circular saw. It's very old, and I won't have any chip out. It's so dull, it broke right through the painter's tape, and there was all these jaggies all over it. I was like, oh. And I was like, should I go to the store and buy a handheld circular saw and maybe one of those nice tracks, because you get those nice tracks for it to guide it? Like I don't have a track. Anyway, I should have made the purchase. I'm like, no, I'm just going to use what I have. I want to get through it, get to the next step. So anyway.
Yeah, that reminds me, I got to get some more saw blades too, because every saw I've got has dull blades in them. And one of these days I'm going to need to use them, and I'm going to be really disappointed when
I still got a gift certificate to Whoops. Klingspor.
Yep.
Yeah, I gotta break that out.
Yeah, I've got one new saw blade still in the pack, but I've got more saws than that, and I'm gonna have to go splurge and make me a purchase. But everybody been putting their favorite snacks there in the chat on what you like. Somebody said that they liked watermelon. Now I love watermelon, but it's got to be good and cold, and it's got to have salt on it.
And what's the deal with salt on watermelon? I never heard about that.
It kind of brings the flavor out, I think. I love salt on watermelon, and it's got to be ripe. Nothing will honk me off more than somebody bringing me a watermelon and I cut into it and the thing ain't ripe.
Now, I just learned a watermelon tip yesterday, and since you're good with growing stuff and vegetables, maybe you can confirm. Because I was looking at watermelon, I bought one. It was nice and dark green, and there was no imperfections on it. Cut it open, and it was light pink inside. It wasn't red. And Trey says, no, that's not the kind you got to get. So then my wife bought one at a different store. It came back, and it had these not cracks, but where it wasn't green, like it looked like not veins, but anyway, there was like imperfections all over it. And she says, that's what you want to look for. Yeah. I'm like, oh, really? And she cut it open, and it was deep red and juicy. So,
now there's different kinds of watermelons. You can get orange inside watermelons, and you can get pink inside watermelons, and I think they've even got some purple ones now. They got different varieties of watermelons. But for standard, when you go to the grocery store, what you're going to find is your red. It should be red watermelon. And if it's ripe, it'll be red. It won't be pink inside. And yes, you want stuff with imperfections. And when you look at the end, the vine end, where it came off the vine, that needs to be brown, not green. Because if it browns, it means that it's ripening on the vine. If it's green, it means that they picked it green. And those are harder to ripen up. So, there's a couple tips. And it should be heavy. The heavier the watermelon, the better. Because if it's heavy, it's full of water. That means it's ripe.
Good deal.
A lot of people go picking through them, and they'll pick a light one because they know they got to lug it to the cart, and they got to lug it on the belt, and they got to lug it back on the cart, and they got to lug it to the car, from the car to the house. And, so they're trying to save on themselves and get something that's light. And then they cut into it, and they find out that it's not done yet. They got a raw watermelon.
Well, yeah, no, we've gone through a couple of them, and watermelon is not the best for keto, but I don't care. I'm tearing through it. I love it.
Well, it's mostly water. How can water be bad for keto?
But the keto forums, they say not to have it, but I'm not.
It's sweet, but it's a natural sweet. It's not, unless you're putting sugar on it. Now, there are some people that put sugar on their watermelon. I'm not one of them. I want salt on my watermelon. But
I've sort of phased out extra sugar and stuff, and let me tell you, the dark chocolate which has less sugar in it tastes delicious. It didn't used to. Like, I was milk chocolate with the heavy sugar all the way, but I guess if you taper it off long enough, you just expect without it. Yeah, because I used to do 2 sugars in the coffee, black. Now I can't drink 2 sugars. It tastes disgusting to me. Yeah. So, anyway.
Yeah, I'm weaned off sugar. I'm every once in a while I'll have a little treat, just every once in a while. But I try to stay away from it as much as possible. Donnie the Traveler is in the house. Hello, Donnie. Good to see you. We're talking about summertime treats. Now, something else I dearly love, but I have had to, try to wean myself back off of it because I'm pretty sure it's got sugar in it. And that is those Fun Pops. It's like a plastic sleeve that's got like frozen Kool-Aid in it. You freeze them things up in the freezer, and boy, on a hot day, you get one of them things out and it's frozen harder than a brick bat, and you just give it a couple minutes, to break loose from that sleeve a little bit, and you cut that thing open, and that tastes so good and cold and just all the way down. It's just good and cold.
Freeze Pops, yeah. They used to sell them at the ballpark, and they used to be big. They used to be like, 2 feet.
Yeah, they're shrinking. I noticed this year when I bought some to put in the freezer that they're not as big as what they were last year.
That's basically all sugar and food coloring.
Yeah, the price goes up and the size goes down.
I don't like. I don't like smaller portions. No.
Everything you buy is that way, seems like.
No likey.
Somebody was on Facebook today complaining about they went to buy a can of biscuits at the grocery store, and it said last week they's $1 a can. It showed a picture of them there at the store, $1.52 a can for a can of biscuits. Now, my advice is get you a sack of self-rising flour and learn how to make your own biscuits. I learned when I was a little girl from my granny. I'd go spend the weekends with her because she just lived right down the road. So on Friday night, I'd pack up, I'd go down to Granny's house, and on Saturday and Sunday morning, we'd make breakfast. That was our big deal, you know. And Granny made biscuits by hand, and she never measured nothing.
Oh, no.
You know, she just put it out there on the cutting board, put her flour out, make her little well in there, and add whatever she's going to add to it, you know, to mix it up. And she'd make noodles, and she'd make biscuits. She'd make all kinds of stuff. And I'd say, how do you know you got the right amount? And she said, well, I'll prove it to you. She said, the recipe calls for a teaspoon of salt. She said, now I put a teaspoon of salt in there, and here's how much I put in. And so she just poured it in her hand. She said, now that's how much I put in there. Now watch this. And she took a measuring spoon out of the drawer, and she just, you know, cupped her hand down and poured it in that measuring spoon. She said, there. Now, how much is that? And I said, well, it's a teaspoon of salt. She said, there you go. She said, after you have done this enough, you learn how much is how much.
Right.
And you don't have to use measuring cups and measuring spoons and dirty all that stuff up. You just scoop it out there with your spoon on your cutting board, and there it is. Ready to go.
Sounds good. Leonard Davis is here. Hi, Leonard.
Hey, Leonard. Good to see you. We're talking about summertime treats and cooking and all that sort of thing. But I was just curious as to what people was doing to stay cool with the treats. You know, lemonade is another one that I love, and I've had to learn to do it without the sugar. But
and it's
the
not
Splenda,
lemonade.
yeah, well, not Splenda. Stevia is a natural sweetener, and so you know I put a little bit of that in there, and you know that tastes good because it's.
I was gonna say I have a cool treat I like pretty much year round, but I also like it in the summer. Is real milkshakes with real ice cream and real whole milk.
My stomach will not tolerate that.
Well, I know.
The older you get, the less your stomach will be able to tolerate. I had an ironclad stomach when I was young. And, you know, I could put anything in.
You were on a dairy farm.
Yeah.
Nothing but milk all around you.
Yeah. And now, you know, my stomach tells me that, hey, look, your options are limited.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Can't do that anymore. But what I have been doing, and, you know, I don't eat a whole lot of it, but what I did is I had an old ice cream bucket, you know, where you go buy you like a gallon of ice cream. I always save the buckets up for things. And so I took one of them ice cream buckets, washed it up real good, and I went and got some frozen fruit out of the freezer. And I put that in my food processor with a little bit of yogurt, just cold yogurt out of the refrigerator. And then I added some honey to it and blended that up. And I poured it into that ice cream bucket, put the lid on it, and stuck that in the freezer and let it freeze good and hard. And I've got my own frozen yogurt, fruit-flavored yogurt. And I'll even take some frozen fruit when I dish it up, you know, put me a scoop of it in a little bowl. I'll get some frozen fruit out of the freezer, like maybe mixed berries or something like that, and spoon that up over the top of it to add a little extra fruit to it. And it's good and cold and frozen on a hot summer day, but it doesn't hit the spot.
They're talking about sun tea in the chat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And
haven't made any of that in a long time.
Well, my mom used to make that. Used to put the tea out in the sun.
Yep.
And steep it. You have to lick the nice tea bags in there.
Yep. I don't have a sun tea jar anymore, I don't think. I'd have to look around. Maybe back in the utility room I might have one. But, yeah, you got to be careful in town what you leave set out.
Yeah.
Because feral cats and squirrels and raccoons and, you can't sit there. They have neighborhood kids. When you're in the country, you can sit stuff out like that all the time. But living here, it's a coin toss. You got to stand out there over top of it, and I ain't got time for that.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
There you go.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Now, you was talking about the watermelons there. I do have a fun fact about the watermelons.
Oh, let's hear it.
There are more than 300 varieties of watermelon. Now, that should blow your mind.
That's way too many watermelon types.
Did you know there are 30 different types of watermelon, let alone 300? That's according to the Watermelon Board. The most popular kinds include seeded, seedless, and mini watermelons, all of which feature that familiar pinky red interior. But not all watermelons are that color. There are also yellow and orange varieties. So there you go.
Didn't know that. That's a lot of different versions of watermelon.
There you go.
I tried to grow a watermelon, couldn't get it to grow. Now, pumpkins grow like weeds. Like you can't stop pumpkins.
Watermelons are finicky. I can grow vines. I tried a couple years ago, and I could grow vines good, but I couldn't get the fruit to mature on them. They're real finicky about what kind of soil and plant food and stuff that you put on them. So, there's that.
Well, people are learning in the chat room. Donnie the Traveler says, I just found out there is yellow watermelon. See, you learn on Mind Equals Blown, folks.
Sometimes you learn things that's useful and sometimes you don't.
That's true.
Speaking of that, there's going to be a new Heifer Haven go up tonight.
All right. I love me some Heifer Haven.
You're going to love this one.
Oh, goody, goody.
You're going to love this one. This one is a question that I was asked about. Should your 15-year-old son be able to go over and spend the night at his girlfriend's house?
Lord.
Now, you may think you know what my answer will be to this, but I don't think you will.
Oh, my. Throwing a wrench in the thing there. Okay.
So you're going to need to watch that one tonight and, see if you agree with me or if you don't. But I think you will understand my point when I get done.
I had a 15-year-old. Well, he was 15 at one time, and that was those were some weird times.
Did he ever say, hey, Dad, can I go over and stay at Sandra Sue's house tonight?
Well, he had girlfriends pretty much as soon
did
as he
he just bring them home?
Never overnight, but I didn't hear what you said. What'd you say?
I said, or did he just bring them home?
Well, I tell you what, it's so fun. He must have been 13 and he was going out with someone in his class and they wanted to see a baseball game. So, and so I took the two of them to the baseball game. Mm-hmm. And during the game, they did one of the in-between innings events where they followed the 3-card Monty. And then, is it under cup A, B, or C? So they were on screen doing that. And one fly ball went in the stands and Evan got it. And then Evan went down to where they practiced pitching and coerced one of the players to give him a ball. So they had 2 balls. So the girl got a ball. The girl was on screen and they caught T-shirts because T-shirts were thrown up in the crowd. They each got a T-shirt. And then after that, I took them out for ice cream and brought them home. And you know what I said to my boy? I'm like, you're not going to be able to top this date. It's going to be all downhill. Look at what you did. Like you were on the Jumbotron. You got a T-shirt and a baseball at a baseball game, and you went out for ice cream. I'm like, this is it. It's like, this is all downhill. Like the date was too good.
That's right.
But it was fine. and then we Tracy and I, my wife and I, helped Evan pick out like a necklace or something for her, and he gave her the necklace, and then she wore. Then she was going to go on the date, and when he gave it to her, she was like, Mom, okay, she gave instructions to her mom. She says, don't throw away the wrapper. Don't throw away the box. Don't throw away the padding. I want everything. Like, she wore the necklace, but she wanted the card and everything. Like me. I was like, oh, that's so cute.
They putting it in her memory box.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I went through several years ago, and I threw all that crap out from my memory boxes. You know, I kept movie tickets and all that kind of stuff. And I'm like, no, I think it's time. You know, here I'm about to hit that big magic number, and I think it's time to say goodbye to all that crap.
Oh no!
Oh, looky here, we got a
My
super
phone
sticker.
is cracked.
Well, how'd you do that?
I don't know. Oh, it just fell off the table. It must have cracked when it just fell. That sucks.
You got insurance on it?
I don't think so.
Well,
hey, we got a super chat from Al Forte.
Woo-hoo!
Thank you, Al. He did the cool. Oh man.
What we're all wishing is cool. It's going to cool off, I think, Friday, they say here, which is tomorrow. So I'm kind of looking for that. Cool off about 10 degrees.
I'm going to have to buy myself a new phone.
I put mine, now you can get these, I know this wouldn't suit you, but they do have different styles, leather and everything else. But I put mine in a wallet.
Oh.
You can get wallets for them. And inside the wallet, it's got a couple little compartments for you to put your cards and stuff. And then it's got a little pouch pocket thing in there that you can put other cards and stuff. And your phone is in a plastic ring thing in here. It seats in there so it don't fall out. And then it's got a magnetic closure on the front. Keep it closed with. And you can put the little hand thing on it or not, as the case may be. A lot of times that kind of gets more in my way than anything else, but I keep it on there anyway. But you can access your camera and everything with the wallet because you buy them specifically for your style of phone. It'll have a whole list of different styles of phone. You just tell them which one you got.
I mean, I do have a big tough case on it. Like I get the extra bulky case, but nothing will stop it if it lands directly on.
Well, if you have it in a wallet, it's not going to land directly on any of that because there's a little lip around the edge of the wallet so that if it falls off the desk or off the chair or off whatever you put it on, countertop, it's protected.
Look, it's really spidered. Like it's up in here too. I don't know if you can see that.
Well,
yeah, get that away.
You've been making a trip to the phone store.
There. Can you see it? It's spidered all up in there.
Yeah.
That's a good take of it.
Yep.
Look at that.
You've been making your trip to the phone store.
I saw this one video where someone put it in their mouth just to hold it, and then their incisor was putting all the pressure. It didn't bite down. He just just propped it in there, like held it with, and it was enough to crack it. Yeah.
Now, that's why I keep mine in the wallet. If it accidentally falls off of something, which it has done plenty, and it never gets marred. Yeah, Jim Bashir says, throw it against the wall. Well, now, and then you're asking for trouble. You don't tempt fate.
I have to see how long I've owned this to see if I'm trade-in eligible.
No.
I don't know how long it's been since I bought the thing. It is an 11. We sent a code. I got a 2-factor. Everything's 2-factor with me. We're gonna find out.
Well, it's about time for us to do a giveaway. We've only got 8 people in chat. Can some people share this thing out? Let's see if we can get some more people in the house, and we'll do a giveaway.
We can do a giveaway here. Upgrade. You have 2 upgrade eligible devices. Ooh. All the phones are under my name in the house because do you know what happens when you call the phone company or get a hold of the phone company for tech support? They will only talk to the owner. So I'm like, that's it. From now on, every phone is in my name.
Yep.
Early upgrade eligible. Let's see. $416 left till fully paid off. Okay. That's good. Turn in your phone to upgrade early. Okay, well, it looks like I got options. Okay, are we doing the giveaway? Should I do the spiel?
Yeah. Jim's got a question for you first. He says, do you have to give your old phone back if you upgrade?
No, you do not. Now, if you do surrender the phone, they'll give you a discount. They'll pay you for your old hardware. Now, with a cracked screen, I'm probably going to get significantly less. But that's an optional second step. Yeah.
And yours is Apple, isn't it?
Mine is what?
Apple.
Apple, yeah, it's an iPhone. It's an iPhone 11 Pro Max. And I think that the next version of the iPhone is right around the corner. Like iPhone 12's been out forever. Let's go to apple.com and see what they got. Here, want me to share my screen? Not that people want to take the time and watch me do this, but you can if you want. So we'll go to iPhone. Yeah, iPhone 12. See, they haven't come out with the 13 yet.
Hey, Google, when does the iPhone 13 come out?
The release date of iPhone 13 was January 11th, 2021, and...
Okay, it said that it came out in January.
But look, it says 12.
Well, Google has been known to lie to me. But it's telling me here
current version of the iPhone. Oh, it's iOS 14.6.
Hey, Google, when's the iPhone 14 come out?
iOS 14's initial release date is September 16th, 2020.
iOS is different than the phone.
Oh, okay.
Say Google, when is iPhone 13 due to ship? Say something like that.
Hey, Google, when is iPhone 13 due to ship? Hey, Google, when is iPhone 13 due to ship?
Here's a summary from What Hi-Fi. Apple is hotly tipped to launch the iPhone 13 in September 2021.
September of 2021.
I gotta wait 2 months.
Well, can you put tape on that? Have to be clear tape or you won't see what's on the screen.
I could get one of those screen protectors, those little sheets of glass you can put down on there.
It's a touch screen, ain't it?
Of course, yeah. But no, you could put the glass things over top, and the touch screen still functions through it.
Yeah, you have to touch it real ginger.
Oh my gosh, I have an iPhone 6, says Dennis.
Yeah.
Wow. Hey, look, it's Jim Dockrell. He showed up. Hi, Jim.
Hey, Jim. Good to see you. How's everything up there in Kinetistan?
I'm doing some shopping. You
still working with them midgets on that septic tank? He was making a septic tank swim system up there for the midgets. Yeah.
Oh, what color should I get? Gold, silver, graphite, or Pacific blue?
I don't know. The graphite or the Pacific blue sounds cool.
I wonder how much storage do I have in this sucker? Let's see. Go to general.
So you never know what we're going to end up doing here. We shop for phones. We talk about watermelons.
Coverage expired. I have no Apple Care coverage. Boo-hoo. I don't know where it says how much storage I have. Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, carrier. Oh my. I don't know.
Well, if you can make it just a few weeks.
I'll ask my son about the screen protectors, and maybe I'll just slap a screen protector on it and just rock it for 2 more months till the iPhone 13 comes out.
You have to rock a ginger.
Rock a what?
Rock it ginger.
I don't get that.
Gingerly. You can't be slamming it into floor and
I
rolling over it
ginger with the red locks.
No, you can't roll over it with the rollers on your roller chair, and you can't bang it in the doorway with the door.
I've never broken an iPhone. Since iPhone came out, I've owned iPhones. I've never cracked a screen, not once.
You have now.
Well, first time for everything, I guess.
Yeah.
iPhone storage. Here we go.
We broke your phone, Cherry.
See, you never know what you're going to get on Mind Equals Blown.
Well, why don't we give something away?
Yeah, we can do that.
You give them the spiel.
All right, folks. Brenda's going to give away a prize. She will mail it to your house. She will ship anywhere in the lower 48 states. If you're outside the lower 48 states, you can still play along and pay for shipping because that's expensive. She's on a fixed income. Super Chats help with this. Or if you're outside the lower 48, you could re-gift it. Everyone can play along. She wrote down a number on a piece of paper. If you guess that number exactly after she says go, don't put numbers in the chat yet, you will win. You will win. She wrote it on a piece of paper and she put it on her porch and hasn't touched it since this morning.
It's been hermetically sealed in mason jar on Funkin' Wagnall's porch since this morning.
Put that in your Funkin' Wagnall. Those were encyclopedias, weren't they?
Yep.
Funkin' Wagnall encyclopedia. See, I know. Brenda wrote down the number as words. She writes out the words. She doesn't do the digits. And she goes crazy on capitalization because she knows it drives me crazy because I am a publishing professional and I don't like things miscapitalized. But she does it anyway because that's how she treats me. See what I put up with? I put up with this for you, the audience.
I get up every morning and I say, how can I aggravate him today? What's on the agenda for aggravating Matt?
See, people know you as someone who does comedy. She's not doing comedy right now. Like, that's like a legit thing.
None of the stuff I do is comedy.
Oh, come on now.
None of it is. I just tell it like I see it, and people think it's funny. I mean,
there you go.
That's just the way I roll.
All right. Well, if you, as a bonus option in this contest or this giveaway, you can write down the number of capital letters you think are in there. So your entry would be the number that you think she wrote down with a slash and then a number for how many capital letters. And if you get the number of capital letters correct, also, you win a bonus prize. So that's what we're going to do. Make sure you're not behind time. We're going to say go. Then you enter one time. Don't do it multiple times. And that's how we're going to rock this contest. If after we have a winner, Brenda will show you one of 4 prizes, and then you can pick. How about that? Did I do good?
You did good. Everybody ready?
I think we're all ready. What's the number range?
The number range is between 30 and 39.
All right, when you're ready.
Go.
All right, folks, pick a number between 30 and 39. It could be 30, it could be 39. Anywhere in between there. Those numbers or in between, guess one time and put a slash and do your bonus guess too for the number of capital letters.
We got a winner.
A winner already?
Right out of the gate.
37, Frenzy, Wicked Truth, and 6 capital letters. Frenzy, Wicked Truth, you also won the bonus prize. Congratulations.
Right out of the gate.
Thank you, everyone, for playing. Sorry, we can't all have winners, but thank you, Brenda, for doing this to the community. Oh, and Frenzy Wicked Truth, I don't know if you noticed, but I saw you on Al's Twitch stream the other week, and I didn't know how to reply you on the platform, but I saw you on there. It was good to see you on the different platforms.
Okay, Matt, let's show her what she's won.
All right. What are the 4 options she has to pick from?
She has 4 options to pick from, and we have this purple dragon's eye pendant on the cabochon, painted by me, with a little bell there on top of it. You can put it on your keychain or wear it as a necklace, whatever you want to do with it. Then we have the pretty little box that I decorated up. It's got the sawdusto from the recipe of Shelley Cole there. The little sawdusto things, critters and stuff on top of it. And just I put felt on the inside of it. So we got that. And we've got the pet dish. This is the pet dish that holds water. And it's got another little thing on the bottom of it, if I can juggle it here. I don't know if I can juggle it right or not. Well, I can't juggle it unless I can set it down and work with it. But it's got another little tray on the bottom of it that pops out and fits in the side, and that's the food bowl. So if you got a little critter like a cat or a small dog, this would be really nice for feeding and watering them. Automatic water.
Oh, nice.
Pet water. And the little insert, little white plastic insert. Like I said, I can't do this one-handed, but the insert comes out of it there so you can clean it good. And so we got that. And the fourth item is the earpod case, the Ben & Jerry's earpod case. And get it back out of the little satchel here and show it. But it's got the cows on it. The Ben & Jerry's earpod case got the hole in the bottom so you can charge your earpods up. And it comes along with the carabiner.
Carabiner, that's good. Hey, Aussie Man's here. Hi, Aussie Man.
Hey, Aussie Man. So those are the 4 items. You tell me which one you want. She says it's too hard to pick. You can pick your prize, you can pick your nose. You can't pick your parents. We're waiting on you. Tell us which one, Frenzy.
Good deal, good deal. Okay, she'll get you that info, and either message her.
Yeah, Frenzy, you tell me which one you want. I'll put your name on it, and if you would send me your address over on Messenger, that'd be cool. And
pet dish.
That way I wouldn't have to. The pet dish.
Yep.
Okay, so send me your address again over there on Messenger, and that
we
way
do a bonus prize. She got the bonus prize.
Oh yeah, she got the bonus prize too, and the bonus prize is one of the
the pedometer
that you clip on your shoe or on your belt. It tells you how many steps you took.
Yep, those are good.
So if you look at it and you don't have very many steps and you're tired, then something's wrong with you.
Yep.
So we'll put that in there too. So I'll put it all in the same package to mail out.
Yep, that pet dish was kind of cool. Yeah, those are nice.
Yeah, that's a nice pet dish. I got another one that I'll be offering up for long. That's not quite as nice as that one is, but it's still nice. It's an automatic water. I don't think it has a food dish with it.
Oh, my techno wizard son says he doesn't know how a screen protector would work over a broken screen. I'm sure it will function just fine, but I don't know if you put adhesive on there and if it's going to look good. Like, I'm worried about not. Well,
it's not going to look good. It's going to look like crap, but because the screen's broke, it ain't going to make the screen any less broke. It's just going to maybe keep it from breaking anymore.
I think you apply it with a liquid.
No.
And then you get no bubbles in it, and then it's supposed to be completely clear. But with a cracked screen, I don't know how it will interact with the crack.
Every one I've ever had, you just peel it off the sheet and lay it on the phone screen and just rub it down. You'd have to be careful how much pressure you put on it. You're going to crack that screen more.
Yeah. Man, I'd hate to invest in an iPhone 12 and then 4 weeks later comes out the iPhone 13.
Yeah. I tried to write it out if I could.
Take the phone to a windshield repair place. Yeah. Did you ever see that windshield repair? It's like magic. It just like magically goes away. I'm like, how was that? That's so freaky. That can't be real, but it's real.
I don't think it would help with the phone, even if it would work, because you got too many spider cracks in that. If it's just a little.
Fifi's here. Hi, Eats with Fifi.
Hey, good to see you. What's on the menu? Boy, I tell you what, that girl put away some groceries. She ain't no bigger in a minute. She's a little tiny thing. Puts away the groceries. Wow. She has a tape on. Jim Dockrell threw a fact out there a while ago. He said a single teaspoon of matter from a neutron star weighs about 4 billion tons. Is that tons or tons?
Tons, yeah. Yeah, there's like a teaspoon weighs as much as the Eiffel Tower, that type of thing. As much as the tallest mountain, Everest. Like, a little teaspoon of it. It's so compact, the matter. They're practically black holes, neutron stars. They're just not quite black holes yet. That's how dense they are. They're insane. Yeah.
Frenzy's out there in the chat jumping up and down over winning. Lord have mercy.
That's good. You make people happy, Brenda. You're bringing smiles to people's faces.
Well, somebody's got to do it.
Yeah. You're trying to get that sainthood, and
that's right. Won't be long. Won't be long. I'm crazy for it.
Saint Gibson.
That's right.
You're the patron saint of what? Cowbell.
Cowbell, of course. Yeah. I don't drink. I don't smoke. I don't have sex anymore. So the next thing is sainthood. I mean, it's very difficult being perfect in every way.
It's quite exhausting, isn't it?
That's right. Keeps me tired all the time.
Don't you wish you were born rich instead of so damn good looking?
That's right. Exactly. Exactly. Every day I get up and say that. It's one of the first things I say. Look in that mirror of a morning. Look at that face looking back at me. Say, why couldn't you have been born rich?
Cursed good looks.
That's right.
Matt, I guess you can tell I'm a big fat brat head, says Friendly Wicked Truth. Hey, I love you no matter what, Frenzy Wicked Truth. You're pretty awesome. Yeah. Yep.
What's on your agenda for the weekend? I'm going to have to look seriously through you.
I am going to Home Depot, buying some wood for my CNC machine, which I'm building on Awesome Wood Things. Go give it a like and a subscribe. And I have a baseball game. I live on top of a baseball stadium here for the AA affiliate of the Nationals. It's the Harrisburg Senators. I live 5 minutes outside of Harrisburg. So, we're getting a whole group of people to come. My friend from Philly's coming. John's coming up from Philly. I got him tickets. My other partner in crime's coming with his girlfriend, and he's bringing 2 or 3 people with him. We're going to terrorize that ballpark and just misbehave the whole time. So that's going to be, that's Saturday night. And Sunday, I'm meeting with a YouTuber. I'm going to be a guest on his show, and his name's James Hicks. You can just go to YouTube and look up James Hicks, and he does a show about tech news, world tech news. So think Google, Amazon, Microsoft, Apple, Netflix, a whole Disney Plus, so whatever the tech news articles, I might be a guest on his show. So I'm going to have a little planning session on Sunday with that. And I'm building. I'm building this awesome tool in my shop, and that's what I'm going to be doing too. So yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Jim Dockrell says that he was young and poor, but after years of hard work, he's no longer young.
Oh, Jim. Well, see, Jim's claim to fame is making workbenches because he made a killer workbench. Solid, heavy wood, big, beefy feet. I mean, you could drop a truck on his workbench and you would break the truck. Like you wouldn't hurt the bench at all.
Mm-hmm.
She should make those for people. He could charge an arm and a leg.
When I was at the farm, I made one. It was a really nice one. It was 12 foot long.
That's a big workbench.
All the legs were 4x4s. It was a behemoth. But when I moved from the farm, I A, had no way to move it, and B, had no place to put it if I could. And so it stayed with the farm. But yeah, back in the day when I was young and limber and not ate up with arthritis and all that, I could do those kind of things.
When I was, it must have been 14, me and all my 14-year-old friends, we built a table and we overbuilt it. Like everything was nails. We used nails to put it together and everything was reinforced and we just went crazy because we didn't know what we were doing and we built it to last. And we used that table for a long time. And then it went in the basement and it was the Dungeons and Dragons table. And we played Dungeons and Dragons on it forever. And then, I stopped, I got older and moved out. And then my dad used it as storage and put storage on it, then put it outside and it was under the covered porch, but still all of the elements and the humidity and the freeze. And it lasted. Finally, I had to take it apart, throw it out. And I was beating that thing with a hammer for 2 hours trying to get it apart. Like it was put together. Like it had more metal in it from the nails than it did wood. Like it was just, we just went crazy with it. Yeah. Fun stuff.
Well, now you got your when was it? Sunday? You got your special show you're doing?
Well, I'm just doing a planning session with James.
Yeah.
It's not going to be live. I'm just going to.
And then Monday, you got your All Things YouTube.
I do.
And then Thursday, we'll be back here for another exciting episode. Mind Equals Blown. God only knows what we'll talk about.
And then, Monday, July 26th. Now, that's not next Monday. It's the following Monday. I will not have an All Things YouTube show. No show that week.
You having to have your headlights realigned?
I'm sure you will fill in the audience.
And you won't be here the 29th either. So this is going to be a prolonged headlight workup.
Yeah.
Maybe you got some rust there on the undercarriage that you have to have taken care of too.
You got to give them an adjustment, and then I got to wait a few days for the scars to kind of see how things are settling, and kind of give me a tune-up. Then a couple days later,
I've got somebody sitting in for you on the 29th, and Lord have mercy, there may not be a show to come back to when when you get back.
It's going to be burnt earth. It's just scorched earth.
Because we're liable to burn it up. I ain't telling nobody yet who it's going to be. I'll tell you maybe next week.
Okay. So for that will be the 29th, right?
Yeah.
Thursday. So for the Thursday, the 29th show of Mind Equals Blown, there will be a mystery guest in my place. I will not be on the show. I will try and be in the audience of the show, but I can't guarantee that because I don't know who's doing that thing.
Now, Frenzy's telling me to keep her details. Listen, honey, I have tried that before. And I'll get a whole file full of addresses and all that sort of thing. And then my computer blows up. My hard drive will blow up on me. And then I lose it all. And I got to ask everybody again. So it's just simpler if you can just drop your address in the messenger or an email or something to me if you win. And that way I've got it right there at my fingertips after the show. I can box everything up and get it all ready and, sit on the little table by the door. So when I go out in the morning to the post office, it's all ready to rock and roll. I don't have to dig around trying to find things. I don't have to, worry about what the computer blows up and everything's gone. Don't talk about backups to me. You're talking to somebody who's technically challenged, for Christ's sake. I've had best intentions for years. You can ask Dennis. Dennis will tell you she don't know nothing about backing anything up, and I begged her and pleaded with her for years, and it ain't never happened. So don't even start, because if it hadn't happened by now, it ain't going to start.
Speaking of backing up files, I lost a whole mess of original project files for my videos, like a whole swath of them. I thought it was on the backup drive. I looked, they're not there.
Oh, now she actually thinks I'm going to hard copy it into an address book. She don't know me very well.
Yeah.
I can't even make out a grocery list and keep track of it for over a half hour.
Oh, no. Oh my goodness.
Oh, Lord.
Lord have mercy.
My dog won't even trust me to write down that I need dog food and expect it to actually show up at the house. It says, just go to Chewy online and order it. Just get it done now so it'll be sent to the door. Don't write it down nowhere.
Chewy.com, baby.
Oh, my dog's almost 11 years old. She knows me. She'll tell you. Don't trust her.
This is the Chewy logo.
Mm-hmm.
It's my new coaster. I was at the ball game and they had a Chewy tent. I'm like, I love Chewy. They're like, oh, this is a job fair. We're trying to get people to work in the warehouse. I'm like, well, I'm 51. I ain't gonna be working in no warehouse, but can I have a coaster? I'm like, sure. It's like, thank you. And I'm using it.
You're lucky they gave you one. I used to have folks come to the door, that wanted to show me their vacuum cleaners and stuff. And I'd open up the door, and the first thing they'd do is they'd hand me something, say, this is free. And they'd hand it to me. I mean, it might be a mug or, who knows, whatever it was. But they'd hand it to me and tell me it was free. Then they'd start in about the, these demo and these vacuum cleaners and stuff. And I'd say, I don't have any money. And they'd say, well, okay, then maybe we'll go talk to your neighbors. Could you give me my cup back?
Oh, burn.
Seriously.
I was like, you said it was free. No take backsies.
But yeah, that's the kind of stuff that happens to me. They wouldn't even give me a coaster.
Is Frenzy asking you if you have her deets? She says,
no, she's asking Al.
Have my deets. Okay. Gotcha.
I've got them someplace, but it's easier if do you know where you live? Yeah, I know you know how to find me on Messenger. You've done it before. You just go there and type it in. It's not that difficult. You know where you live. It's not a big, long address. Like I have to remember, a dissertation. your house number and your street and the city and state and the zip code is all you got to know. Put it in there, and it's not real difficult.
I don't know what deets are. They're having fun in the chat. Details.
It's like asking somebody for their digits. So and that can get confusing too, depending on where you're from. Because if you ask somebody like redneck for their digits, they're liable to give you these.
Uh-oh.
There's 5 of them. Jim Bashir's like sliced deets.
Likes what?
Sliced deets.
Oh, sliced deets.
Can you put them on salad?
Oh, Brenda.
I think Russell's planning to have a show Saturday night, 8 p.m. Eastern time on Simply Wooden Creations. So
I'll be at the ball game.
Jim, if you know anything different than that, you can let me know. But I think he's planning to have a show. I didn't make it last Saturday night. I come down Friday noon. It was right around noon with a killer headache. And I don't know if it was the heat that was getting to me or lack of sleep, because I had gone about 3 days without getting very much sleep at all. And my head was just pounding. And I kept trying to get some sleep, but I couldn't get my head to calm down enough to get some sleep, and Tylenol wasn't touching it. And so I begged off the show Saturday night because I didn't know how I was going to sit in here with these lights glaring at me and be able to do his show. So I did miss last Saturday night, but I try to make it every Saturday if I can.
Gotcha. Portal Woodwork showed up. Hi, David.
Hey, David. Good to see you.
He's been popping around the internet lately, that Portal Woodworks. I've seen him a couple times all over the place. That's good. Good to see you back.
Well, I think we've been on here about an hour. We probably need to turn everybody loose, let them go get their cold watermelon and their fun pops and
yeah,
their lemonade. Something cool. I'm probably going to fix me a salad for dinner tonight. And that'll be good and cold.
I'm going to throw some screws into my woodworking project downstairs. Get about a little bit more time in on that. Spinning and winning with slots with Blaine is here. Hello, hello.
Hey, Blaine, good to see you.
Getting ready to jump
in from work.
Yeah,
he's just checking in from work. I know he works on Thursday evenings, but good to see him. Always glad to see him.
Yep. Drop a like. It helps the show.
Well, we're going to cut y'all loose, and we'll see you on the interwebs and back here next Thursday night. And remember, Heifer Haven's going to come out here in a little bit. And this one you're going to enjoy. You know, some of them you probably just shake your head, but this one I think you'll get a kick out of it. So,
someone who had a 15-year-old son, whose son was 15 recently, I'm looking forward to it. So
we'll cut y'all loose, and we'll see you on the interwebs. Night, everybody.